All right, fellow Knicks fans, breaking news. If you haven't already heard, Isaiah Hartenstein has agreed in principle to sign a new deal with the Oklahoma City Thunder. He will be their new starting center. He is signing a 3-year, $87 million deal. There's not much we can really say about that, y'all. Listen, Isaiah Hartenstein has been a little bit of a controversial figure for the New York Knicks. There's those that love him and those that are not sold on him because of what they feel is his lack of defensive prowess. Some people feel like he got cooked by certain centers in the league, specifically Joel Embiid. But we can't forget that, Isaiah Hartenstein was also the same player that when Mitchell Robinson went down, he stepped up big time, helped us get to that great record we had in January. The level of defense he was playing, the block shots he was doing, the rebounding he was doing, the movement of the ball. Our offense has never looked better at that time. And Isaiah Hartenstein was a big part of that. So we can't forget that. Yes, he's not perfect. And let's not also forget that he was dealing with an Achilles strain for the whole season. And that's something that's probably going to follow him. And it's something that OKC obviously has to think about as well, because, it's an investment you're making in somebody who might have an issue down the line. You don't know. But it's the same situation like the Knicks. He's a player that you couldn't really afford to not try to bring back to the team. Unfortunately, he is no longer going to be with the Knicks, and so the Knicks have to figure out what they're going to do from here. I had mentioned earlier on a previous show that Isaiah Hartenstein is a unique situation to be able to make a lot of money. The Knicks can only offer him $72.5 million for 4 years, which turns out to be somewhere around $18 million per. And, OKC kind of blew that number out the water by giving him 3 years, $87 million, which turns out to be around $29 million per year, almost $30 million per year for Isaiah Hartenstein, who was our backup, then promoted to starter. Look at how things work, man. Look at life, man. So shout out to him. That's definitely great news for him. It puts the Knicks in a really tough situation because, last time I checked, the information was that if Isaiah Hartenstein were to leave, the Knicks were only going to have $5.8 million to be able to bring somebody in to replace him. So that's kind of tough, guys. I don't know. And if you guys already know, Valanciunas, which was somebody that people talked about possibly on the Knicks radar, he just signed with the Wizards, I believe, 3 years, $30 million, $10 million per. I mean, we couldn't even afford that. So I don't know what the Knicks are going to do from here. Now we are kind of stuck on, when it comes to the big man role. Mitchell Robinson is going to be super impactful. We need blessings from Mitchell Robinson. We need a healthy Mitchell Robinson because he's going to be big, for us. And maybe they can go out there and maybe get somebody like, Georges Batadze. I don't know how much he's asking for, but maybe, the 5.8 mil or whatever we have will be good enough for him. I don't know, but we do need to fill that role. And at least Batadze gives us something a little different that we haven't had. It gives us a big that can stretch the floor. It's going to be interesting times for these Knicks. I will say that a lot of teams are getting better. The Philadelphia 76ers just added Paul George to their mix, so they have a big three over there. They still have to fill out the rest of their roster because it's not nothing to really say it's incredible over there. They got some work to do on their end too, but they've definitely put themselves in a position to be competitive. So now it's all about whether the Knicks will be able to figure out something to kind of, fill these little holes that we do have left. It's a tough one, man. I don't know. And so for those thinking that automatically once the Knicks got Mikal Bridges, we were a shoo-in, It's not a shoe-in, okay? Nothing's going to be easy. Boston is still Boston. You got to dethrone the champs to be the champs. And you also have to deal with other teams around the league getting better. The teams out west getting better, and the teams in your very own backyard in the east getting better, like Philadelphia, for example. Orlando is still trying to acquire and add pieces to their mix. I'm sure Indiana is going to want to upgrade in some way or fashion because they didn't like how they got knocked out. So, you know, nothing's going to be a easy road, but I think the Knicks still will remain one of the top 3 teams in the Eastern Conference, and possibly, when it's all said and done, can be number 1. But, you know, we have to wait and see. Once again, I just want to say shout out to Isaiah Hartenstein. Once a Knick, always a Knick. We won't forget you. And I definitely won't forget those 12 offensive rebounds you had in that playoff game against Indiana. That was an incredible performance, and one that's definitely going to go down in the New York Knicks history books. So, yeah, man, hats off to him, even though I'm not taking my hat off, but you get it. Anyway, whatever happened to the old Kanye, man? I don't know. I'm always wondering. I miss the old Kanye. What happened to him, man? Anyway, all right, y'all. Take care. I'll holler at y'all. And please, listen, if y'all haven't checked out the Still Knick Fans merch, get yourself some Still Knick Fan merch, man. We could appreciate it. You know, I think you look good in it. And, you know, maybe you just want to drink some coffee. Get a nice little coffee cup with Still Knick Fans on it. Check us out tonight at 9 p.m. for SKF Weekly, where we will go over all things happening with the New York Knicks and see if there's any updates. Maybe we make a move. We'll see, guys. Take care. Great day.